Good morning, everyone. 8th of April 2020, day 13 of the lockdown. This morning's short message, I'd like us to have a look at Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5. And the theme of this is perfect in suffering. And I'll read it. It reads, "But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him." Perfect in suffering. The world is suffering right now, and everyone is affected. For some, the lockdown seems like a prison sentence, accompanied by anxiety, pain, and dread. For others, it holds hope. Separation, hunger, sickness, personal loss, and prolonged waiting are all forms of suffering. So too is living with a terminal illness, or watching someone you love in pain. Facing the unknown affects us all. And inextricably woven with the suffering of human circumstance is the human condition called sin. We so often treat others in ways that aggravate rather than alleviate, dealing with circumstances, but we don't know how to deal with its effects. And yet, God, in His grace and mercy, uses suffering for good. And this we see time and again throughout the Scriptures. Jesus brings something different into this world of suffering. He brings hope that is born of love, truth with mercy and grace. And so this passage about the suffering servant in Isaiah is fulfilled in Jesus, more specifically fulfilled in the dramatic events that led up to the crucifixion, events that changed the world as he willingly embraced suffering for our sake. Jesus was misunderstood and maligned by the jealous, unbelieving teachers of the law, who accused him of blasphemy, rejected his teachings and denounced the miracles he performed, and ultimately plotted his death. Jesus was in the home of Simon the leper, someone who he had freed from the suffering of circumstance. He interacts with those around him in this situation, even as he bears the weight of the consciousness of his own impending suffering. Perhaps Mary sensed something of this as she washed his feet with her tears and anointed him for burial. The picture of the suffering servant makes it clear that Jesus suffered not for his own sin, but for ours. Blameless, he accepted onto himself all the sin of all the world, to be redeemed on the cross as a sacrifice for our sin, the perfect for the sinful. Such love incarnate, such love divine or love's excelling, liberates us to love one another. So, Lord Jesus, thank you for your sacrificial offering and your love. Thank you for your perfect suffering, and that in you I can know love, hope, and peace in my own suffering. Amen. May the Lord be with you, bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, and may he be with you always. Amen.